Hi everyone, it is sea day two aboard the Mariner of the Seas. We are going to explore Cafe Promenade today, and then I'm going to take you guys up to the pool deck and we're going to take a look around out there. Let's see what's going on. All right, so we're coming around from the elevators into Cafe Promenade. So this is the central area on deck 5. So we've got Cafe Promenade on this side. Over here we've got Playmakers Sports Bar. I'm surprised it's empty because normally I see a ton of people in there playing pool. They've got some games. It's a nice bar. Hi! I'm telling you, this boat is full of amazing people. They are so friendly. I think the 10-day cruise, the average age is just going to be a little bit older than on some of the bigger ships. And because it's a 10-day, parents don't want to take their kiddos out of school for quite that long. I have seen a few kids, but not as many as on some of the shorter sailings. So we've got Barnacle and Barrel, another one of the bars. They do have live music in there in the evenings, which has been great. There's the shopping bamboo room over there. I'm sorry, the bamboo room is a lounge. The shopping is right back there. The bamboo room is like a tiki lounge. So cute in there. I think they were doing trivia in there earlier. Got more shopping in the market on this side over here. That is also where, if you collect the free bracelets with the $5 charms every day, that's where you get those. I am doing that on this cruise. And I have 6 of the charms so far. There's another jewelry store over there and one kiosk here in the middle. Port merchants. So that's where you can get sunscreen, snacks, your duty-free alcohol. It is, sorry about that, beautiful up here.
I'm gonna go on ahead. Go on down, I'll find it.
So they do have promenade facing rooms. They are not balconies, but they are rooms with windows that face the promenade. And we've got this pretty sculpture here, nautical sculpture in the middle, goes all the way up. And then over here we've got our next cruise area. You can go ahead. Thank you. And then your shore excursion desk. Again, this is all on deck 5. Deck 5. Got elevators over here. On this side is going to be your guest services. And then these are your forward elevators. These are the glass elevators. And the starboard side forward elevators are the only elevators on this ship that go all the way up to deck 14. Deck 14 has the Crown and Anchor Lounge, the Suites Lounge, and Ellington's Lounge. And then you've got your deck 5 main dining room. The main dining room here stretches from deck 3, deck 4, and deck 5. And your assigned table will be on your sail away card. So there you go. So that was deck 5, the Promenade deck. And that is where all of the main stuff is going to be on this ship. The Star Lounge is also there, which I did not show you guys. I'll show you guys later when I go to the karaoke down there, which is great. Went last night. It was some fun entertainment. They do a lot of stuff in the Star Lounge, so if you're into all of the onboard entertainment, you're going to see that a lot. But we're going to go up to the pool deck, which is deck 11, and then they have some access to like Sky Lounge up there as well. So we're going to go up and explore the pool deck. All right, here we go into the Windjammer, which is your buffet. We've got our washi-washi. before you eat. Royal does a great job of keeping us safe on the ship, making sure everybody washes their hands before they come in. And then over here as soon as you walk into the Windjammer, to the right is Chops Grill. So you have to make reservations for that one. So that's on that side. And then you've got Jamie's Italian over there on the left. Reservations also needed for that one. So we are just at the very end of breakfast. They're probably starting to turn some of this over for lunch. It's like right at 10:45 or so. So it looks like some of that is the lunch stuff that's already out. We've just got a little bit of the breakfast items. There's the Coca-Cola Freestyle machine on one side. There's 2 of those here in the Windjammer. Beautiful seating. We have eaten at the buffet here in the Windjammer for breakfast and lunch every day and dinner one night. And so far, there's 6 of us on this cruise, and we have not had any trouble actually finding a seat, which was not the case on the first Royal Caribbean cruise that I went on. We did have some trouble, and there was only 2 of us on that one. We had some trouble finding seats, but this time, doesn't seem like we're having any issues.
Hello.
Hi. So they're starting to set lunch out. I'm just filming today, but I will be later. I'll be back because this all looks super yummy. Hi. Good to see you again. I love, 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 love the crew on Royal Caribbean. They remember your name. They remember where you're from. So the griddle over here, that's where you're gonna get hamburgers and hot dogs every day. And then they also have like fresh stuff. So the griddle still has all of the breakfast stuff out because like I said, they're just getting ready to turn it over for lunch. So they've still got the omelet station open for right now. And that will close up here in about 15 minutes. And then they'll transition that to lunch. The desserts, we've got Oreo layer cake today. Yesterday they had a chocolate mousse. It was really good. That raspberry pound cake looks really good. Yesterday they had pistachio pound cake, and I had probably way too many of those because it was really good. If you like pistachio, definitely want to do that. There's the cookies. Of course, the famous Coconut Ranger cookies, they're in the middle. I have at least one of those every day, unashamedly. That's why I take the stairs when I am on a cruise ship. Almost always take the stairs so that I can work off all the extra calories that I eat. So here they've already transitioned this station to lunch for the main entrees. And honey glazed ham. Oh, I think I will be coming back to get that for lunch for sure. They still have waffles over here for some of the breakfast items. So maybe they used the honey glazed ham for breakfast this morning and I just missed it. There's your juice and beverage station on the other side. Woohoo! Say hi! And then your Mediterranean. So that's going to be a lot of the fresh fruits and veggies, deli cuts, that sort of thing. And then they've got the bakery stuff. That's still all the breakfast items from this morning. Again, still transitioning from breakfast to lunch. So there's people here, but not overly crowded. And we'll head over to the last and final section here of the buffet. This is definitely a bigger buffet area than on my first Royal Caribbean ship. Good morning, guys.
Hey, good morning.
So, hi, good morning, Elle. Muesli, yogurt, still breakfast items here. And then the second freestyle soda machine is going to be right over there on that corner. So one on each side of the buffet. If you've got that drink package that comes with the refillable soda cup. All right, let's go check out the pool area. All right, we just walked out of the Windjammer, still on deck 11. We're gonna head outside to level 1 of the pool deck. It's probably gonna be a little loud out here. I'm gonna test the bounds of this new microphone that I got. It's very windy today. They've got a lot of the windows closed. They had these open yesterday because it was not quite as windy. But I think because of the wind today, they have them closed. So this is a sea day. I'm gonna give you, I will go up on the top deck too and kind of show you like available chairs. So this is a sea day. This is how crowded the pool deck is gonna routinely be on a sea day. They're gonna be a lot more crowded than on port days. Got life jackets for little ones. There's not very many little ones on this cruise because of the timing and the length, so not as many of that life jackets that are being utilized. So that was walking down the starboard side. All right, let's head up to the top deck and see what we can see up there. All right, as we're coming up to the top deck, so Mariner of the Seas just underwent a dry dock 3 weeks ago, so we are only on the third sailing, and they actually added the casitas, which are those little colorful huts that you see here on the top deck. So those are brand new to Mariner of the Seas. Those are rentable. You do have to rent those for the day. When you rent them, they're available from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and they are yours for the day. So let's see which direction I can go around here to show you kind of the crowd levels down on the pool deck. So there's one of the bars, the lounge. So I did walk by just now, some people having trouble finding places to sit up here. It is not very hot today. We've got a good cloud cover and lots of wind. So I think there's actually gonna be more people out than there would be if it was not quite so comfy today. All right, so the hot tubs look a little full. Little hot tubs have quite a few people in them. It is crazy windy. I don't see very many available chairs. This is like right at, it's almost 11 o'clock now on sea day 2. Yesterday was sea day 1. Tomorrow we will be in Jamaica. So yeah, pretty good crowd today. The pools don't look as crowded, but I think it's because it's cooler today. It's only about 71 degrees with wind, so it's probably a little chilly in those pools. But the hot tubs are definitely full here on sea day 2. And get behind the bridge here for a little bit of wind block because it's crazy windy today, but also on deck 11 around the pool is the jogging track. There is a deck 4 that goes all the way around the ship, but they do not allow jogging. They allow walking around that, but not jogging. So if you're going to be briskly jogging or running, they do require you to come up to the jogging track on deck 11 that goes around the pool. From deck 11, you can also get up to the Mariner Dunes. So we're gonna go up there. It is all the way far forward of the ship, and you do have to access it by stairs. I have not seen, there might be elevators right inside, but I haven't seen them to get up here to deck 12. It's gonna be really windy up here. We are all the way far forward, even with these wind breaks. But this is where the miniature golf is going to be. All right, here's Miniature Dunes. I'm sorry, Mariner Dunes, miniature golf. I'm dyslexic today, apparently. Super cute, super fun. They also, after sunset, so around 8 p.m. every night, they do glow in the dark or black light miniature golf. We had planned on doing that last night and then got tied up and busy watching karaoke and totally forgot to come. So we're gonna try and remember to do that tonight. It should be right after dinner. We were also having formal night last night. So I don't know that I would have come up here still dressed in my dressy clothes to come play miniature golf. But tonight is cowboy or western night. So hopefully we will get to come out and try the glow in the dark golf. Then also on deck 11, there is the solarium, however you want to pronounce it. This is the adult only area of the pool deck. So no kiddos allowed in here. Not a huge difference in crowds on this sailing because of the age group that this sailing attracted, I think, being the longer sailing and over a holiday where school is still in session. I think it's attracting more of the adult crowd. So Again, not as many kids on this ship, so this has been a very popular area. I have seen both the pool and both of the hot tubs being very crowded in the solarium on both of the sea days so far. So if you're looking to go into the solarium on a sea day, I would recommend getting up early and getting here early to get a good seat. The last area that I'm going to show you on the pool deck is right above the bar. There is an observation deck, so there are extra chairs and things up there where you can go up and get some sun without worrying about getting splashed and having to fight people down at the pool for a good chair if you're just looking to sun out. That's an observation deck, accessible actually from deck 12, so we're one deck above the pool deck, and that's going to be up there. Okay, so we just came inside. We are towards the aft now on deck 12, so one level above the pool, the actual pool deck. And this is where the Challenger's Arcade is, and Adventure Ocean. So this is the arcade area. Johnny Rockets is also back here as well. More towards the aft. We're on the aft of the boat now, towards the back. Ooh, there's skee-ball in here. Yo, I'm a skee-ball pro. I might have to come challenge my husband to a skee-ball match later today. There's actually a very big arcade. I think this is bigger than the one that was on the NSC ship that I was on in January. Hockey tournaments. And then here you've got your check-in for Fuel, which is your teenagers 12 to 17, and the Voyagers Club, which is 9 to 11. And then Oceaneers is going to be on the other side, which is the younger kids. So I've been outside, and I didn't put my hair up. So cruise hair, don't care. Does anybody else think that it's a genius marketing move from Royal to put all of the check-ins for the kids' areas through the arcade? Because we just saw the other two for like the teenagers and older kids, and then the 6 to 8 year olds, the Voyagers, Explorers Club is right here. You have to walk through the arcade to get through them. It's genius marketing on Royal Caribbean's part. So as parents, just know that you're going to have to take your kids through the arcade in order to get to check them into the kids clubs for their various ages. The only kids club that is not directly through the arcade is the Aquanaut, so that's your 3 to 5 year olds, and that is going to be off to the starboard side over here of the ship. So there's your Voyagers Club down there. So I'm headed back down to my stateroom. I'm going to go grab my husband, and we are going to go grab some lunch and then maybe spend some time in the adult arcade for a little while. See you soon. We caught our cruise director heading down to dinner. He records a daily show that goes on our TV that's in our staterooms that tells us all about the activities for the day. So he's recording tomorrow's activities tonight. He gives us all of the updates of, what the theme night is, all of the different activities for every single hour. He kind of goes through it all and puts it on our TV for the next day. So that's what he's doing. We just happened to catch him on our way down to dinner. Yeah. All right, we've got appetizers for dinner, minestrone soup. What'd you get?
Can't remember what it was called.
I don't even know what those are. What are those? They look like meatballs. Anybody remember what James got?
I don't. Beef, but I got beef carpaccio.
You got the carpaccio, yeah.
And I got the garden salad.
Garden salad for Rainy. What'd you get? You got the polenta fries. Ooh, those look good.
Caesar salad.
Caesar salad. That's our appetizers.
It's a weird name, yeah.
Do you remember yet what you got?
No.
No? Okay. Ah, crispy Parmesan arancini. If you can't tell, it's Italian night. Let's dig in. All right, now we're introducing main courses. I got lasagna. James got risotto. Joey, you got risotto, right?
I got chicken parmesan with white sauce.
Chicken parmesan with white sauce because she's allergic to tomatoes. Dad got lasagna. And what'd you get?
Chicken parmesan.
The regular chicken parmesan. Okay, so that's what it would look like regular. And that's the white sauce.
James is extra hungry.
There you go. Oh, he got two. James got two. An extra chicken parmesan.
Is there a microwave in our room?
I hope so.
Right, we have wrapped up our first 2 sea days on Mariner of the Seas, and just a quick recap of everything that we've done and my thoughts on Mariner of the Seas so far. So 2 sea days in, we just docked in Jamaica this morning, so I will be, next week's video will be the port of Falmouth, Jamaica, here at the Royal Caribbean port. So definitely come back for that video because we're going to have a lot of fun. But so far on Mariner of the Seas with Royal Caribbean, I've been impressed. I love Royal Caribbean. I like sailing on their ships. This is my second Royal Caribbean ship. We have a third one planned soon, so stay tuned for that. But so far, of course, this is like a mid-size ship. Before I was on Enchantment of the Seas, which is one of their smaller ships. This one, I will say, if you are prone to motion sickness, for some reason, this ship just does not seem to be as stable on the sea. Of course, we did have a lot of pretty good waves last night, and the ship was rocking pretty good. But for some reason, I don't get motion sickness, so it didn't bother me. But for some reason, I feel like we could feel the motion a lot more on this ship for some reason. So I don't know if you're prone to motion sickness, if I would recommend this ship to you. My mom is also on this, sailing with us. She is prone to motion sickness, and her scopolamine patch has been doing fine for her, for keeping her not sick, but she's been struggling a lot with vertigo and dizziness on this ship, which she doesn't do. She typically sails on the Oasis class, which is the larger ships, so she said she probably will just stick to those ships in the future. So just a note there, if you are prone to motion sickness or don't like feeling the motion, Mariner of the Seas might not be the ship for you. But as far as our staff is concerned, the staff on the Mariner is exceptional. We got to meet Danny, the cruise director, last night. He was great. We are doing an Easter service Sunday. My dad is a preacher, so he's going to be preaching for us. So we're trying to coordinate that. We worked with the group coordinator here on the ship to find us a location that would work well for a large group. They were great in working with that for us. And he even agreed, the cruise director, Danny, agreed that even though it's kind of breaking the rules, he's going to try and see if he can make an announcement of that service for us, so that if there are any Protestants or Christians on board that would like to attend the service, that they could do that. Royal Caribbean did bring on a priest and a rabbi specifically for Holy Week because we're sailing for Easter, but they did not bring on a Protestant minister. So that was totally up to us. We just decided that we were going to offer that service ahead of time. We had been preparing for this. We booked this cruise like a year ago, so we've been preparing for this for a while. So we brought on music, and I printed lyrics for the music. My dad's going to offer a sermon, and they gave us actually the Ellington's Lounge, which is up on deck 14, which we have not explored yet, but I will definitely show you guys when we're up there on Sunday, because it is at the forward of the boat. Actually, I might be wrong on that. It might be in the aft. I'll have to double check. Wherever we were, it was absolutely gorgeous views. The group cruise director took us up there to show us when he was trying to coordinate the space for us. So he took us up there to show us around. Absolutely beautiful. It's actually right next to the Crown and Anchor Lounge. And so that's where we're going to be on Sunday. So I'm excited to show you that. But they've been really great at working with us and helping us find a space that would fit for a group as large as we believe that we're going to have on Sunday. So I'm excited for that for Easter service. The food has been great. Having 3 options on the other ship that I was on, the smaller ship, Enchantment of the Seas, we only had the main dining room or the buffet. And on this ship, we also have that Promenade Cafe, which is also open, plus a few of the specialty restaurants. But I typically don't do the specialty restaurants. I just do the food that's included. That's how I can cruise so often, as I don't spend a lot of extra money when I'm on the cruise. And so we have done the main dining room for dinner 2 nights, and both of those, it was Italian food the first night, and then last night was Italian food. The first night, I actually don't remember what it was, but both nights the food were spectacular, and our wait staff has been amazing so far. The buffet has had a lot of variety, both for breakfast and for lunch. Cafe Promenade also has pizza and quick sandwiches and desserts. We've done that a few times for snacks instead of lunch when we weren't quite hungry for a full lunch, but we just needed something to snack on and tide us over until dinner. So we did that a couple of times as well. Overall, so far, super impressed with this ship. She is a little bit on the older side. She did go just through a dry dock 3 weeks ago where they did a few little upgrades and refurbishments, but not a big overhaul. So you can definitely see the age in this ship. Of course, there's some dated fixtures and carpet and curtains. You can tell the ship was made in the very early 2000s. So it's definitely dated, but it is a smaller ship. It's a little bit of an older crowd on here. I think just this week because of the length of the sailing and the ports and stuff that we're going to, there's not quite as many families on this sailing. So overall, I'm impressed so far, but stay tuned because we've still got like 7 more days to go. So there's still a lot more to learn about Mariner of the Seas. So we'll see you next time.